Exploring Stoicism, a practical philosophy for a meaningful life. What do you want out of life? Hi, this is Sarit Tagore. Welcome to another episode. I create videos on personal growth, self improvement, and practical wisdom for modern living. This video is meant to inspire you to adopt a philosophy of life and appreciate the benefits that come with it. You will learn the importance of having a philosophy of life, the search for a philosopher, exploring Greek and Roman philosophies, and the misconception around Stoicism. Do you have a philosophy of life? Do you find yourself caught up in the fast-paced and distracted modern culture, unable to focus on what truly matters? You are not alone. By sharing my personal experience of discovering Stoicism as a philosophy of life, I encourage you to join me in learning practical Stoicism in a non-academic manner to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. I will also highlight one of the biggest misconceptions about Stoicism. You would love what's coming your way. I recently had a thoughtful conversation with my son, who is both my greatest inspiration and toughest critic. We talked about Roman politics and the Roman Empire, but I realized I had little to offer since I never studied philosophy or history in school. My focus has always been on science and evidence-based subjects. During the conversation, my son asked me if I believed that ego is a healthy trait. While my son thought it was, I intuitively felt his reasoning was flawed. This question has no definitive answer since the truth lies somewhere in between. As our conversation drew to a close, my son asked me another loaded question that left me pondering. What do you want out of life? His question was simple, but the impact was profound. Although everyone's goals and desires are unique, I couldn't shake off this question as it kept bothering me. Despite our discussion ending without a clear resolution, the question lingered, prompting me to reflect on my philosophy and goals, rather my philosophy of life. My son happily returned to his busy life, but I was left with this question buzzing in my head like a bee. Have you ever stopped to think about what you want out of life? This question goes beyond our daily activities or short and long-term goals. It's about pursuing what truly matters to you, regardless of what others may think or say. But how do you define this goal? You're not alone if you find it difficult to answer this question. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and lose sight of what's truly important. We can easily get hooked on buying the latest gadgets, clothes, or other shiny objects that draw our attention. Without a clear philosophy of life, you may find yourself living day to day without a coherent strategy for achieving your life's goals. This can lead to regret and the realization that you have wasted your one chance at life. That's why it's important to take time to think about your ultimate goal in life. We all need a philosophy of life that works for us, but it takes effort and exploration to find what resonates with us. While some may argue that religion is their way of life, there are practical ways to navigate the challenges of modern life without getting into religious discussions. In short, take the time to think about what you want out of life and what philosophy will help you achieve it. It's not always easy, but it's worth the effort. Why don't you join me and subscribe to my channel as I explore the ancient philosophy of Stoicism as a philosophy of life? Like me, you don't have to agree 100% with what Stoicism teaches, but My research tells me there are many good things this philosophy can offer to live and manage the challenges of our modern time. Have you ever noticed that it's easy to find experts to guide you in many areas of your life, such as financial planning, recruitment, retirement, investing, real estate, healthcare, legal advice, career coaching, and more? However, when it comes to finding an expert to guide us in avoiding wasting our lives, it is a unique challenge. This is where a philosopher of life comes in. This individual would help you think about meaningful goals worth pursuing and guide you in living a fulfilling and virtuous life. But where do you find such a philosopher of life? Schools, universities, and corporate development programs are unlikely to have one readily available. It is pretty rare to find one outside maybe a philosophy program. So it's important to actively seek out guidance and make a conscious effort to reflect on your goals and life philosophy. Finding a philosopher specializing in metaphysics, logic, politics, and ethics is challenging. The playful discussion with my son prompted me to read about practical Stoicism, and I invite you to join me in my exploration and learn with me as a peer teacher rather than as an expert. The Romans and Greeks established many different schools that welcomed anyone who wanted to acquire a philosophy of life. Various schools offered advice on what a person must do to lead a good life. My interest in studying Stoicism is practical rather than academic, theoretical, or historical, as I'm always eager to learn something that I can put into practice. To assert my position, I want to share a quote from Epicurus, an ancient Greek philosopher and sage. Vain is the word of a philosopher which does not heal any suffering of man. For just as there is no profit in medicine if it does not expel the disease of the body, so there is no profit in philosophy either if it does not expel the suffering of the mind. Stoicism, a philosophy that dates back 2000 years, still holds relevance by guiding people to lead a meaningful and fulfilling life. It offers practical advice that can be applied to our daily lives. As someone interested in Stoicism, I aim to integrate this guidance into my life. It's worth noting that Stoicism has a significant psychological component. Negative emotions such as anger, fear, anxiety, grief, envy can dominate our lives and make it challenging to lead a good life. Stoics develop techniques to prevent the onset of negative emotions and how to deal with them when prevention fails. By applying Stoic principles, one can reduce the number of negative emotions one goes through the day. I must confess that I was woefully ignorant of Stoicism when my recent discussion or debate with my son prompted me to explore it. However, the events conspired to introduce me to Stoicism, as I have been reading about this topic for a couple of months now. Before I began my research, I had never considered Stoicism as a philosophy of life, and I was closed to that idea. Only after I explored Stoicism did I discover how wrong I was. One of the misconceptions I had was that lowercase Stoic, defined in the dictionary as one who is seemingly indifferent, unaffected by joy, grief, pleasure, or pain, was the same as capital Stoicism, Stoicism with a capital S. I expected uppercase Stoics to be the same as lowercase Stoics. However, confusion arises because many people use the term Stoic with a small s to describe someone calm and self-controlled in the face of difficulty. This is not what Stoicism with a capital S means. Stoicism is in fact a Greek school of philosophy that focuses on rational self-love, friendship, and affection toward others. Stoics believed in the love of humankind, which is sometimes referred to as Stoic philanthropy. I learned the goal of the Stoics was not to banish emotions from life, but to banish negative emotions. In discussing and learning about Stoicism, I encountered individuals who were cheerful and optimistic about life, fully capable of enjoying life's pleasures. People have described Stoics as heartless and emotionless, but this is not entirely true. Stoics do value endurance, but they do not seek to suppress emotions. Instead, they strive to manage and control their emotions. Learning the principles of Stoicism can be challenging since a lesson plan or a guidebook is unavailable. We have translations from different authors. There is no clear path from point A to point B since only a few teachings of Stoicism have survived. Three influential Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, are our go-to resources on Stoicism. Although applying all aspects of Stoicism can be tough, at least it can show what good looks like. And we can aspire to go as close to our ideal selves as possible. I have personally enjoyed reading the works of Massimo Pigliucci, Donald Robertson, and Ryan Holiday, and I would like to share what I've learned. I aim to present the information in a more practical and less academic way, making it accessible and easy to understand. As someone currently drawn to the philosophy of Stoicism, I want to share my knowledge through peer-to-peer teaching and learning. My goal is to simplify the learning process and make it less intimidating so that you can improve various aspects of your life. I will take the sting out of learning. In conclusion, we have seen the importance of having a philosophy of life and the potential regret of not having one. We also realized how difficult it is to find a philosopher of life. Stoicism is a practical philosophy for our modern times worth exploring. We also looked at some of the misconceptions about Stoicism. In my next video, I will delve deeper into the core principles of Stoicism. Please join me on this journey of learning and self-improvement. To our shared journey, until next week, bye for now, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and even better, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.